What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I'm gonna bring you some eye-opening information. I'm gonna bring you some eye-opening information. Listen, the European is scared. They're very afraid and very frustrated because of all the things that's going on. You see, when a group of people so used to holding power for so long and they start to lose it, they start to get desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. And if you know anything about the European, you know what they do when they get desperate. You guys can think that they're civilized to the point to where they wouldn't do the barbaric things that they've been known to do in the past, but best believe they are their ancestors, and they will do the same thing they always do when they feel like someone is becoming equal to them, or they feel like they're losing their advantage, they're losing their authority, they're losing their superiority. What they're going to do is then go back to their natural state of being. Arbiters of death and destruction. They're going to lie and justify it. They're going to vilify and demonize anybody they deem their enemy. Anybody they deem as a threat. And right now, African people are a threat because we're rising. I keep trying to tell you, this rising is real. And you know it's real because those white folks, they're losing their mind. And I'm not talking about all white folks, obviously. I'm not racist towards white folks. White folks are fine. It's the racist white folks I'm talking about, because I know they exist and I don't pretend like they don't exist. I know how they talk when black people are not around. All right? I know how they talk. And a lot of you guys also know how they talk. But what you need to realize, you need to understand what they're going to do. You think they won't burn our shit down again? They will. You think they have civilized themselves? No. The only thing they have done is create sophisticated death machines. Other than that, civilization and civilized, not something that's really in their vocabulary. They don't want to be equal. They don't want equality. Equality is subjugation to them. When we rise, they fall. That's how they feel. That's not what we're saying. That's how they feel. They don't want equality. When we call them out on their bullcrap, they say it's racist. They believe it's racist when we call them out on their bullcrap. They like to be able to do the things that they want to do without being questioned by anybody. They like to do the things that they want to do without being held accountable by anybody. But guess what? They're now being held accountable for the things that they do. They can no longer get away with the things that they want to get away with. And it's frustrating to them. They no longer hold power the way they used to hold power. And it's frustrating to them. They're afraid because their numbers are small. They're afraid. They're definitely afraid. And they're becoming desperate. And like I said, when they become desperate, they kill. They plan to kill. They talk and they commune with each other so they can kill. Because that's the only way they know how to solve problems, is to kill it. Because they lack humanity. A lot of them lack humanity. Think about it. These Europeans have only been around for 9,000 years. They don't have much experience on this human thing. We've been around for millions of years. And we've been modern humans for about 100,000 years, about 200,000 years, give or take. So we have a lot of experience going through these type of situations. They don't. They're brand new. And we have to take this seriously because they're not joking. They've already proved that they'll go and kill us. They'll drive 10 hours to kill some black people. And they're going to do it. European Americans, right, Christian, evangelical, neo-Nazi, alt-right, conservative, Republican Americans, they will start to commit more domestic terrorist activity. They are American Taliban. That's why the FBI has deemed them a terrorist group. They are deemed a terrorist group because they are ready to commit terror so that they can have their political and social wills met. They want to terrorize people because they don't want to be equal. I want you to listen to what you're about to hear. This is real. This is serious. That's why I say us black people, we ain't got time to be fighting each other about bullshit. It's time for us to unite because they're ready to go to war. And if you're not ready to go to war, you're going to get slaughtered. You understand? Because they're not playing. This is real life. This is not for fake. Everything is not just beefing on the internet. People, these Europeans will take this shit off the internet and they're going to take it to the streets. And you better be prepared. You better be armed. You better be armed with intelligence. armed with actual weapons, registered legal weapons, so you can defend yourself. And you better be prepared to have allies. You need allies when it comes to things like this, because it's going to get worse before it get better. Listen, African people are taking over the world, but before we take over the world, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have to fight these guys, because they're not going out without a fight. You need to understand that. These people fight. They're warriors. These Europeans, they're warriors. They're not as good as us. They can't beat us, but they're warriors. And we know they're about their life. We're going to have to be about their life, because we got to protect ourselves and protect our elevation as well. They have this new word called acceleration. You know, they like to make names up to hide the things that they want to do. It's called acceleration. They want to accelerate their ideas of death and destruction to anybody that looks like they dare to be equal to them, dare to challenge their authority. Okay? So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to let you listen to this. Take it seriously, because this is what white people talk about when black people are not around. And they get real comfortable in these Twitter spaces, hiding behind their avatars, talking real freely. Okay? Anyway, without further ado, it's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
They understood that you have to take care of your own. You know, you have to be willing to kill, or at least do something physically for your own. I understand we're now in a later century, and it's maybe more of an information war, but physical presence means something quite heavily, especially in American politics. When you see these blacks burned down, I mean, they did it in the 60s. They did it, I mean, every race riot ever, and everyone capitulates to them. Even the racist people, you know, back in the day, capitulated, because they were just burning, killing, looting, and raping everything. And the only way to make them stop was to give them what they wanted, right? I mean, even segregation. The way segregation ended wasn't because there was a vote on it. It was because they nationalized the guard and used at gunpoint with bayonets fixed on whites, forcibly making them desegregate. If you believe there's a passive, kind, happy way to like end all of this against people who fucking rape and murder kids, you think they're gonna passively give you power back? Like, I hope they do. You know, I really hope there's a voting solution. But accelerationism has actually given us way more talking power. I know at the beginning of the Trump era, there was nobody on the alt-right anywhere, except for maybe, you know, fringe biker bars and stuff. Now at the end, towards the end of the Biden era, we're talking on Twitter in the hundreds, if not the thousands, on spaces, on everything, right? And this isn't because Trump did it. It's not because Trump put in a law. In fact, he put in anti-Semitic laws, quite a few of them, stopping the discourse. So I'm personally on the opinion that accelerationism is the way to go. Anything that you can wake more people up violently, because the people that just sit there and drink their beer and watch their football, they're not going to wake up because a slight inconvenience. Oh no, you know, they can't go talk shit on Facebook anymore. No, like, but whenever blacks are coming to their cities and burning and raping people, like, that'll wake them the fuck up very fast. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Acceleration is a way, or do you think there's a more logical way to go through this, especially Ace?
Well, acceleration is the way. I mean, you made excellent points, and you said there's no way to stop the blacks when they're burning and raping and everything except to give them what they want. I just add the suggestion that there is a way to stop the blacks. It's called defeat them. Get them out, kick them out, total Negro deportation. There's also that avenue.
My point to say that was we should mimic them. Show
yes. Now we're getting somewhere. Yes. If white people behaved like niggers, I mean, they would have to give us everything we want, because we're just so much more proficient in everything we do. I'm not gonna say too much, but everybody knows what I mean here. So yeah, I mean, we can defeat them by overpowering them. And if you look at it, I mean, everybody's seen the picture, like you said, of the 1960s National Guard with their bayonets pointed at white high schoolers in Alabama saying, "We want white schools," the National Guard said, "You're not going to have white schools. Take your niggers, white children." You know, I mean, that's what it is. And Stalin actually said something that was very interesting about how violence is like the universal language of the animal kingdom. He would pluck the feathers off of chickens or in like a very tormenting way. And for some stupid reason, if he threw them the grain, the chickens would always come back to him. Even, I mean, he could fucking hurt the chicken's skin. If he threw the chicken the grain, the chicken always came back to him. And he likened that study to humans. People will almost never bite the hand that feeds on principle. And that's because most people are extremely weak. The way around that is you feed yourself. You don't have a hand that feeds. Be self-sustaining. Just like Adolf said, German people, help yourselves. This is our country. We don't have to fucking listen to we don't have to listen to these other people. We don't have to put up with this other crap from these foreigners. If it's not our morality, who cares? Who cares? Why are you going to get offended on behalf of someone else? Why are you going to try to negotiate with these fucking foreigners? Who cares? They're not us. They have no say in anything we say or do or anything. They are not us. Why are you going to capitulate to them? And to the entryists, whatever it's called, entryism, why are you going to enter into a system where the whole purpose of the system is failure? It doesn't make sense. It's just, it's like, I'm going to enter into this system that is just jumping off of a cliff. It's a waterfall off of a cliff, but I'm going to get in the boat anyway, because maybe I can turn the boat around, even though we have no power within the boat or whatever. You're not going to convince the fucking captain to turn the ship around, because the whole captain's job is to drive the ship off the fucking waterfall. It's stupid. It is stupid. And quite honestly, you're just going to go down with the ship. What is the purpose of... It's just so stupid. And it's dishonorable. And it's not Aryan. It's, I mean, you say, what, you're going to out-subvert the Jew? You can't do it. The Jew controls everything with their Jeffrey Epstein child sex blackmail. You can't fucking beat them. You're not going to beat them. You can't control people. The Jew can. You fucking idiots. You can only control yourself. The Jew can control agents and other people with their shit, because the devil offers them power, and they take the deal, and then they sold their soul to the synagogue of Satan, and the Jew are the agents of Satan. The Jews are the brokers of that power on earth. So why are you going to try to join them? God, it is so frustrating to hear this bullshit from what could otherwise be intelligent white men. And I'm not saying that you're dumb, that you're not book smart, but you've been deceived. You have been deceived, okay? Nicholas J. Fuentes is a personality. He is not a fighter. He's not an activist. He is a personality. And if you're a personality without the fight and without the action and without the leadership, you are nobody, and you are destined to fail.